Welcome, folks. Hope y'all doing good. Today we're going to be looking at the good old-fashioned Cyber End Dragon and doing a deck profile about the good old-fashioned Cyber End Dragon. Yep, nothing new about the Cyber End Dragon. Psych! We're actually going to be looking at the Cyber Dark Dragon, its evil cousin that Cyber Dragon doesn't like to typically talk about. To start off with the Cyber Menace family, we're going to be running 2 copies of Cyberdark Horn, 2 copies of Cyberdark Edge, and 2 copies of Cyberdark Keel. So that way we can have more than enough for at least more than we need. After that, we're going to have 3 copies of Cyberdark Cannon, 3 copies of Cyberdark Claw, and 2 copies of Cyberdark Chimera. Cyberdark Claw and Horn will help us search the other Cyberdark monsters. And 1 perfect copy of Malefic Truth Dragon to give us that powerhouse when we finally summon our fusion monsters. This card will basically give them a 5,000 attack point boost. We've also got Cyberdark Realm to help us search out any of the remaining Cyberdark monsters we don't have yet. We've also got 3 copies of the very anticipated Fusion Deployment to help us just cheat out the remaining Cyberdark monsters straight onto the field for a quick fusion summon. And also 2 spells to help us send those dragon monsters straight to the grave so they can be equipped. That means Malefic Truth Dragon. 3 copies of Power Bond, so that way we can fusion summon our monster at its max potential. 2 copies of Future Fusion, just in case we're not getting anything, or hopefully if we get this card in the beginning of the duel, we can send the materials out to the graveyard, then use Overload Fusion to pretty much cheat the fusion monster out real quick, or at least in this case, the first standby phase after you activate them. The 2 copies of Monster Reincarnation, so we can add back our Claw and our Cannon, so that way we can use and abuse their effects twice if needed. 2 copies of Cyberdark Inferno to protect our Cyberdark monsters who are well equipped. I feel like this strategy I could probably add 1 more reincarnation in time if I see it work out really well. I feel like it will. And of course 1 Raigeki and 1 Harpy's Feather Duster to pretty much sweep your opponent's field clean. We've also got 1 copy of Card of Demise. Since we're not special summoning too much, we could just might as well draw extra cards. We can't special summon with it, but who cares since we're normal summoning it anyway. Heavy Metal Raiders to protect our powerhouse cyber monsters. Up next, we've got our Waking the Dragon card to search out anything. Basically use it as a pawn to protect our Cyber Dark Invasions. Our Cyber Dark Invasions will enhance our Cyber Dark monsters by giving them extra equip cards, or they can send away the equip cards to pop an opponent's card. And to start off with our extra deck, we're going to have 2 copies of Cyber Dark Dragon, 2 copies of Cyber Darkness Dragon. A little bit harder to summon, but that's okay because he gives us extra attack and extra abilities. We've got 2 copies of Cyber End Dragon and Waking the Dragon to help us summon Cyber End Dragon. Also Cyberdark Claw helps us send it to the graveyard, so that's already plenty of we don't really need Cyber Dragon to run a Cyber Dark Pure Dragon deck. And finally our Gear Gaia Giant X to search out any of the materials that any of the spells or any of the other monsters or equips could not search out. It's a pretty small extra deck, but I feel like I can make it work. I want to say that Malefic Truth Dragon is pretty much replacing 5-headed Dragon for me personally, because I used to use him to increase Cyberdark Dragon's attack by 5,000. But also, he's kind of like just filling in for, Cyberdark Claw and Cannon being the only other 2 dragons in this deck. In my opinion, Cyber End Dragon is good to summon your ultimate fusion monster, but it does take an extra effort to send him to the graveyard compared to sending a main deck monster like Malefic Truth Dragon to the graveyard. Either way, you do need him to summon your ultimate monster. So that's why I feel like 2 copies is fine. And to summon him with the traps you know, just makes him useful pretty much, especially if you're not using a single cyber dragon monster in this deck. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm definitely going to be doing more profiles of the cyberdark dragon deck. For now, I just want to keep it simple with just keeping it pure cyberdark dragon, 2 copies at most of the main monsters, and definitely that malefic truth dragon, because he's an awesome replacement for 5-headed dragon. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.